Good morning, how are you?
I'm good.
Nice to see you.
How can we stop bullying out of school?
How can we stop bullying out of school? Well, of course it's more difficult to stop bullying out of school, but I think it's very important that children in the school know that bullying won't be tolerated both in the school or out of school. So it's very important that teachers, senior staff in the school, head teacher, don't tolerate it and listen to children. So if it's happening, what we want to do is to make sure that children feel confident, come back into the school and tell teachers about it.
How do we report bullying in school?
I really like this project that you're doing here. I think it's really good and I think it's good for you. But what I would like, Hassan, is for you actually to come and talk to school council. And I would like to see the film that you've made. I thought it was really good this morning. Show it to the school council and then we can see whether we get some classes to watch it as well. What do you think?
I think it's good to see the whole school councillors watching us in the project.
But if it's seen, it would be addressed and we would talk to the young person, the pupil concerned, and if necessary, we'd talk to their parents.
Hi, this is Jane from BBC News School Report and who listens to the live stuff.
Good morning, Jaylen. We've not met before.
No. So my question is, how can we stop bullying online?
How can we stop bullying online? Well, I think that's something that's very difficult. I think that what you have to do in school is to make sure that you're talking about this and so that any young person who is being bullied online doesn't think it's just them. This is something that happens to lots of people. And so that they feel confident to go and talk to parents. So we've got to make sure that parents actually know about this too. So I think it's down to the school to let parents know that this might be happening, and we've also got to make sure that children and young people know that it's happening and it may not just be happening to them.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Jaden. Nice talking to you.
Hi, Miss. My name is Junet. I'm from BBC School Report, and I'd like to introduce to you.
Good morning.
Mr.
How are you, Junet?
I'm alright.
Good. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, and just a question: what can teachers do to stop bullying?
Right, what can teachers do to stop bullying? Well, I think teachers can do lots of things, you know. I think the first thing, they can talk to their class and tell them about bullying and what bullying looks like. Because sometimes I don't think that people always understand what bullying actually is. It isn't always, it isn't always physical, it can be all sorts of things. It can be nasty.
It could be drugs in it. If they drink like bad stuff,
Yes.
like energy drink with drugs in it.
And
I
then-
saw one of them drinking energy drugs.
Right, okay. And then people might do silly things and behave
Yeah.
badly. Okay, so that might be a cause of bullying. But people can use bad language, people can use racist language, sexist language, all sorts of things.
And they use it just as themes.
Yes.
Use of alcohol.
Yes, that certainly is a theme, Juliet. So what can teachers do? Teachers can talk to their students, and if they notice bullying going on, that they can take action.
They can
okay?
tell what one student can tell the teacher and then go to the program, stop bullying. So they have to stop bullying. There will be rumors spreading out.
Yes, so they need to talk to their class, they need to talk to the individuals concerned, and sometimes they have to go and talk to parents and make sure that parents are taking proper action.
They have to write in a whole school book and report, so the parents will be cross about it.
Yeah, I think parents would be very cross about it. And
They get kicked out of school. They're using violent stuff.
if it doesn't stop, then yes,
Self drugs, any drugs. They'll be kicked out of school, stay at home for long.
might be, yes, that's something that might happen.
They might have autism.
Yeah, so it could be for all sorts of reasons people get bullied. It could be for autism, you're absolutely right. Okay, that was a really good question, Junaid.
Thanks. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to
Thanks.
talk to you, Junaid.
Goodbye for the news.
Lovely.
My name is Taylor. I'm from BBC's School News Report, and This is Mr. Harris.
Good morning, Taylor. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How do you think schools protect children from bullies?
How do I think schools protect children from bullying? Well, it's certainly schools' job to protect children from bullying. I think probably that one of the best ways of doing it is to make sure that everybody in the school knows about bullying and that schools don't tolerate it.
Thank you.
My pleasure, and thank you. Nice to meet you, Taylor.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Great, lovely. Thank you.
Well done. Great.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Harris.
Thank you. Well done. What did you think about my answers? Were they adequate, or did you think I'd missed something? And if you think I've missed something, do say it.
You didn't miss nothing.
You didn't miss.
You didn't do it. It was good. That was right.
Good answers?
Good answers.
Taylor?
I would say great answers.
What did you think about my answers, Taylor? Okay. Anything I'd missed?
No, you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
My name is Alex.
Good morning, Alex. How are you?
Fine.
Good.
Mr. Harris, why is bullying happen a lot?
Why is bullying happening a lot? Well, I don't know if it is happening a lot, but I think when it happens, it's really unpleasant for the person that's being bullied. I think what we want to do is to stamp it out. We want to stop bullying, because if you're a person that's being bullied, it can be really nasty. I think even if it happens once, it's too much, and we must do something about it.
Harris.
Hello, how are you?
Great.
Good, nice to see you.
Mr. Harris, how can we stop our friends from getting bullied as well?
That's a good question. I think it's really important that friends look out for each other, okay, so that you spot the signs. If you hear somebody say something that's a bit cruel, a bit nasty, don't tolerate it. Cut them off and tell them what you feel about that. And I think it's, you've got to have a bit of courage to stand up for people. I think it's just don't tolerate it.
Okay, thank you. Mr.
Thank
Harris.
you. Nice question.
What would be the punishment if you were bullied?
What would be the punishment if you were bullied? Now, I know what you mean. Being bullied is pretty horrible, so we wouldn't want to punish that person, but we would want to punish the bully. I don't like the word punish, because you don't really want to punish the bully, but you do want to deter them from doing it. So I think a punishment for a bully, the worst probably that you can do, is to exclude that pupil from school and to say, no place for bullies here, you go home and think about it for a couple of days. But what you've got to make sure is when that person comes back, they're not going to do it again. So I think, you should actually have the bully coming together with the person that's been bullied, if it's okay with that person, and they should talk it through so that there's an understanding that this isn't going to happen again. I've been to school. I was a student right the way through, and I experienced bullying when I was at school. And I can still remember the name of the person that I was bullied by, and I can remember the incidents. So it lives with you a long time. Bullying doesn't go away. It can affect people right the way through their lives. And it is just so important that it's not tolerated, and that the question that, it was Alex, wasn't it, that Alex asked was a really very good one. You've got to go and speak to people. You've got to look out for your friends.
Ready?
Ready, Abida?
Ready?
Nice and loud.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. How do you stay away from bullies?
How do you stay away from bullies? Well, that's a very good question, but it's a bit of a sad question as well, isn't it? Because it sort of makes us think that there's so many bullies around. I think if you are being bullied, it's good to stay away from them, but it would be better if they weren't there in the first place. So I think the best way of staying away from bullies is going and tell somebody that you regard these people as bullies.
Morning, Mr. Harris.
Good morning, Abida. How are you?
Good.
Have you got a question for me?
What can I do when someone's bullying at me?
Right, what can I do when somebody's bullying at me? The first thing, if it's happening in school, go and talk to your teacher. Okay, so go and talk to your teacher or to one of the adults that works in your class and tell them what's happening. Okay? You can talk to parents about it, or you can talk to your friends and see what they say. But I think the safest thing is definitely to go and talk to an adult in school. Okay? Is that all right? Good. Thank you, Abida.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Great.
Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Good morning.
My name is Emily.
Good morning, Emily.
How do you feel after being bullied?
How do you feel after you've been bullied? Well, I think you feel sad. You feel sad and you feel probably frightened as well. And I think the first thing, if you're a bullied person, that you should be able to feel comfortable with doing is to tell somebody. Because if people react to bullying, bullying will stop.